Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us. Please, please, please smash that like button, that subscribe button. We would really, really, really appreciate it. Let's talk about Kamala Harris. I'm a black guy. Robbie, you're a black guy, right?
I'm not. Last time I checked, I am.
So I'm saying that to say a lot of people are saying, especially African Americans, are saying that Kamala Harris, Vice President Kamala Harris, should bring something to the table for the community. And there's been a lot of talk about it, a lot of back and forth about what her plans were, especially for essentially for black men. A couple of things that she wanted to do for black men, black Americans that will help black families is business loans, forgiving business loans, and up to $1 million. And also, she's doing the cannabis. I know you're gonna love this. She's going to be doing the cannabis. I guess upstarts and
Mhm.
the businesses and helping to get into that and helping African Americans to get into that industry. Also, she's going to be increasing screenings for colon cancer and prostate cancer for black men. So pretty much, she's really pushing for the black vote. Um, but there are certain things, we all have the things that we want. Do you think what she's proposing will be effective?
Yes.
Okay.
And to answer the question, yeah, I mean, Kamala does. She, she, it is her responsibility and an expectation from her
Hmm.
for her or from her for to help black communities, and I think she can get through that. She needs to help with not only like police reform and voting rights and racial inequality, but also these like little like business plans are like this is like good stuff. And first of all, the marijuana initiative is like this
Yeah.
is something that's been overdue for 30 years now. I mean, not only
Yes.
has she's been working hard, getting people decriminalizing and getting people out of prison who's been like wrongfully accused for marijuana possessions and stuff, but her and Gavin Newsom were head starting, legal marijuana from like for 20 years now.
Yeah.
And I think that is something that people don't really realize is going to help us
Hmm.
when it comes to paying for a lot of other things like infrastructure, Green New Deal, and all that kind of stuff, education. Like that's a lot of taxes just sitting there
Hmm.
because we haven't legalized marijuana and the banking has can't do anything with it. So this is going to put a lot of money into a lot of middle class families. It's going to make a lot of people rich. And not only that, if we're able to bank on it, that
Hmm.
means that now we have like just an enormous amount of money coming into the states, and so I think this is like the smartest thing that she could ever do, and it's absolutely retarded that Trump never thought about maybe I should just legalize marijuana. I think he would have definitely grabbed more African American votes, and we would have been on board
Yes,
with it
easily. I mean,
easily.
easily because at one point, of course, you had marijuana being the cornerstone of drug use in African American communities. Let's just be honest. I remember my mom and dad using it, and of course illegally. But now it's something that there's one on pretty much every corner. You know what I mean? Where people can go and purchase marijuana, edibles, whatever. And I think it's a big economic um, centerpiece where people can grow their business. You know what I mean? Grow into that business, into that industry, but also be able to help establish um, families, members who may want to have a business just like that. But I think it's not only that. I like the loans that she's going to the forgivable loans that she's going to be hopefully providing the African American community. And I know a lot of people say, well, what about us? What about us? And I always tell people, it's okay if someone else get something that's not in your community or that's not in your demographic or whatever. It's okay if women get something. It's okay if a white lady gets something. It's okay if an Asian, gets some kind of initiative that's going to help his community or help his business. I don't have to always get something. And I wish people would think about that because there has been a lot of pushback. But what about us? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm always in my mind like I'm okay with my neighbor receiving something that's going to help benefit their community and benefit them individually, but also benefit the world. Because when you help one person, it benefits the world.
Of course. Yeah, I mean, like, if anything, she's a champion of all people.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of communities of any color that need a lot of help. So it's just not just because we're gonna get a Asian, half black woman as a
Mm.
president doesn't mean that she just has to like pay attention to those two communities. No, like
Yes.
everybody needs a little bit of something,
Yeah.
and there's a lot of people who just don't have access to a lot of things to get ahead. So, and I think that she's going to be a voice for all of this. I think she's going to be a champion for everybody. I think we're going to get a lot of shit done in the
But remember
next
that
eight
that's
years.
really reliant on Senate, House. She has to have a Democratic Senate and a Democratic House in order for her to codify those, vote. I mean, sorry, codify the abortion role. Also, with the voting rights, she has to have a majority Senate and a majority House, or is we going to be, lame ducking it? Because
No,
without that, it's like they can write the bills or whatever. I mean, she can have the proposal, the ideas, but it has to go through those channels, through those two branches in order for her to sign it into law.
okay. So, are you and like I was? What would you think would be the most important for her to get pushed through and all her initiatives right now? Do you think she should handle abortion on the table first, or should she push out her plan, her new tax deals, her new initiatives just
No,
to get young vote or legalize marijuana first? Like, what
no,
do you
no.
think is more
I
important?
I really think, Rob, this is just me. I'm thinking the first thing she should do, day one, they always talk about day one. I think the first thing she should do is voting rights. I really do. Because voting rights is the nucleus of everything you're talking about, from these forgivable loans to this, helping to increase screenings. Like, meaning if she isn't in the office, what's the point? You can have all the ideas in the all the epiphanies in the world, but if you're not there um, to implement those things, then what's the point? And in order for her to implement those things, she has to be voted into office. So we know what has happened in the last 4 years. So in my mind, I'm just thinking, do voting rights, solidify voting rights with a law that I think I don't know if it was Jasmine or if it was AOC. Someone introduced the voting rights law, maybe one of the guys, but they introduced it, and that's going to take care of a lot of the gerrymandering and a lot of the being able to give people water in line. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah.
all those different
I think
things.
voting rights are obviously
Yeah,
obviously super
voting
incredibly
early,
important.
voting early, but also having an actual holiday that says, boom, on Tuesday is the voting day. No one goes to work. All we do is vote.
Yes.
You know how amazing that would be.
Yes, that would be amazing. I think that is super important. I think that she definitely needs to look into that, like
Number one.
for
Okay,
the
number
first
one.
90 days. However, I think the first thing to make her look strong is to handle immigration.
Oh my God, stop it. Okay, it's not going to happen.
That would make her look strong.
It,
Handle immigration
yeah,
first on your plate. Second, handle the economy, legalize marijuana. Third, deal with the voting rights, because the thing coming right out of election, I feel like the Republicans are going to come at us saying like we're just planning on cheating for another, and that becomes the narrative. Which I think, as a
yeah.
president, as a leader, I would say, look, handle the number one thing that Republicans have been complaining about for the past 8 years:
But
immigration. Just
they're going to always
handle it.
complain. It doesn't matter. They're going to
But
always complain.
handle that border, give the border whatever, if whatever you got to do on if you, especially if you're going to bring in a Republican into your staff,
Yeah.
handle the border first. Get that off the talking plate. We can stop talking about it. Then I can say, let's do voting rights. But I think if we get right into voting rights right in the first 2 weeks, then it turns into we're just trying to rig the election, which clearly we're not. We're just trying to make sure that everybody has the rights like everybody else does to vote, clearly. But to make the narrative that the Republicans could be on our side, give them what they want, take care of that first.
But who cares? Who needs them on your side? I say voting rights. Then you go into your abortion rights, because remember she's going to be winning a lot of these states, especially these battleground states, because of she's very very popular with women. And so I say voting rights is number one, abortion number two, and then you go into the immigration. And the only reason why I say that is because if she's elected president, she has 4 years to get this immigration together. I mean, and remember, there was a bill already introduced in the House already that was amazing, an incredible bill that was signed on by Republicans, conservative
That's what I'm saying.
Republicans. So
They need to
yeah,
dust that off and get it and
three.
just push it through. Just
Yeah,
push it through. That was a
but that's why
bill
I
that they
think that
both
should be
agreed on.
three. Yeah, I
You
no,
know,
I agree with you, but I just think that should be three. The only other thing, so wait, what was your? You said what did you say first? What was your number one?
I said legalize marijuana because that honestly will it's such
Stop.
a huge distraction. But on the
I
other
didn't want to
hand, it
smoke.
will boom the economy immediately. Immediately, we will see what will come back for us if we legalize marijuana. The whole country will be going. There's so many
But
things
that's
that
not.
she could be
But okay,
planning to pay for.
but Robbie, that's not even on anyone's minds. Let's be honest. Like,
Exactly.
but let me tell you,
Exactly.
it may be on your mind, sir. But
It's because there's
if you look
trillions
at
of dollars is sitting there.
no,
Trillions of dollars.
I get that, but if you
'Cause
look at what people are most worried about, especially middle class families,
it's
it's going to be
jobs.
the jobs, economy,
Exactly. And that's going to bring
everything
you
as far
jobs.
immigration. You know what I mean? Voting, everything as far as
It falls in line with immigration too, with jobs and stuff.
but
The
that would
farmers are going to get what they want when they can actually get the immigrants to work on the farms on these big huge marijuana plants. Like this is it all falls in line. It all makes sense economically. Just to legalize marijuana right after you get done fixing that border. Boom, economy's booming. Great.
it's already booming. What
Now
are you
we can
talking about? Are
talk
you out of your
about
mind?
now you could talk about voting rights and all this other stuff, but we need to make sure that we need to feel secure that that this company this
Economy.
this economy is
Mhm.
booming. We need to keep going forward
Okay.
and not be distracted with all the other rhetoric that the Republic's going to come at us with when she wins. I just say play their sides,
Okay.
bring us in the money, fix the border, and then do what you want.
Then do what you want. Okay, got it. So you guys at home, I want to know. Robbie and I want to know, what do you think she should do first, second, and third? Those are our three. Just three things, not four, not five, but only three. But also make sure you like the video and subscribe. Thank you.